The Easy Trade Expert panel is offered for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the expert file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on the chart. Traders can also refer to this page to understand how the expert works and operates. From the Navigator section, you select the expert file and run the expert by dragging the file onto the chart. Just make sure that the algorithm trading option is enabled and then click on the Confirm button. When the expert advisor is executed on the chart, a trade management and capital management panel is displayed on the chart. The Easy Trade Expert panel is a convenient and practical tool for managing trades on the fly. By clicking on the expert panel, traders can easily move it around the chart and move it to their preferred position. At the top of the panel, Issue, there are three options for us. By clicking on the first tab, a warning message will be displayed. By clicking on the Yes option, the expert will be closed and removed from the chart. By selecting the No option, the expert will remain on the chart. If necessary to resize the expert panel, click on the Minimize option. The expert size is reduced to the minimum possible size, and you can only see the remaining time until the current candle closes in this section. By clicking the Minimize option again, you can change the expert panel size back to its default size. In the upcoming section, you will find various settings where you can make a wide range of changes and enable or disable a variety of different statuses. In the initial part, there is the convenient one-click trading option, which, when enabled, allows you to quickly and efficiently enter a buy or sell position with just a single click, execute it, and enter the trade immediately. If you need to get confirmation to enter a trade by disabling this option and clicking on one of the buy and sell positions, a warning message will be displayed on the chart, indicating the position type. You can see the trading symbol, the entry level for the trade, and finally the trade volume in this message. By clicking on the Yes option, your position will be executed instantly, and by selecting the No option, your position will be closed. Here I click on Yes, and the position has been executed for me. In the next section, you can enable or disable the Take Profit Tick Placement status. In some cases, you may not need a profit. Some traders prefer to close their trades manually or with a stablecoin, but by disabling this option, the trades that are executed will be without a profit tick. In the next section, you can enable or disable the stable positioning mode. If you disable this option, only the entry point for the transaction will be displayed, and the stable and take profit will not be considered. Because the tick profit is calculated based on the stable coin and displayed on the chart, if you do not have a stable coin, the tick profit will not be placed for you. In the next section, you can set your trades to be displayed visually, switching from server mode to expert mode. For example, here my trade is in visual form, in which case we can see the price tag and buy. Double-clicking on the stable, level or tick profit, we can pin it or buy. Double-clicking again, we can pin it. And by essentially exiting visual mode, it basically switches to server mode in essence. Traders on the MetaTrader 4 platform can use this feature to manage their take profit and stablecoins. In the next section, you can enable or disable the partial close option placement status. By deactivating this option, the partial close section will not be displayed for us. If you execute a trade on the chart and then place the expert advisor on the chart, your trade is not considered an expert advisor and you do not have any management over your trade using the trade. To manage trades using the expert advisor, you definitely need to click this option on the chart. For example, in this section, I executed a trade in the past and then added the spread to my chart. Here, by clicking on the TPSL option, I add my trade to the experts list. In the next sections are the trade management and capital management options, where you can see the amount of time remaining until the current candle closes at the top of the panel. In the next section, you can execute buy or sell trades, which will be executed for you instantly by clicking on the buy position buy option. And by clicking on the sell position option, it will be executed instantly for you, placing the stop loss and take profit on the charts. By clicking here again, you can see the profit tick in green and the stable in red, as well as your entry point in hue purple. At the entry point, you can see the type of position, the entry price level, the trade volume, and your profit or loss amount in this section. In the stablecoin section, you can see your level type, which is displayed with the symbol of the stablecoin price level, along with the amount of loss if the price reaches your stablecoin level. In the next section, you can see your take profit, marked as TP1, where you can view the price level of the take profit. The volume of your take profit will be shown if your TP is hit, and ultimately the amount of profit you will make if the price reaches the take profit level by clicking on the multiply option. You can close your take profit and stop loss. And in the entry price level section, there are 3 options for us. By clicking on the first option, you can close the position. By clicking on the second option, you can break even on your correct trades and move your stable price level from the gold range section to the entry point odds. In the next section, by clicking on the second option, you can close the position. With the partial close option, or you can close 50% of your trade volume in this section. And finally, you can close your trade here. In the next section, here you'll find the buy pending and sell pending options, where you can select the pending buys and sells. By clicking on the buy pending or MetaTrader option, I place a buy trade. You click on buy pending. You can specify the entry level for your trade. For example, I'm setting my entry level for the trade in this section. I'm setting my stop loss here. and I'm setting my take profit here. And by clicking the Yes button, my order will be placed here, which will automatically determine the profit and stop loss tick for you, along with your new order, which will be either a stop loss or a limit loss. If your order is above the price level, it will automatically be in the buy position mode, and if your breakpoint is below the price, it will consider the buy position mode for you. In the next section, you can specify your trading volume, which is set to a default of 10 lots. By clicking on the top left button, your trading volume will increase by 1 lot. And by clicking on the top right button, your trading volume will decrease by 1 lot. In the next section, by clicking on the bottom left button, you can increase your trading volume by 1/10, and by clicking on the bottom right button, you can decrease your trading volume by 1/10. And finally, the minimum volume you can set is the volume of 100 lots here, or by clicking on. In the middle value, you can enter your desired lot size, which I will put 1 lot here. In the next section, you can activate this option and set your own loss limit value. Calculate your trade volume. For example, I'm entering 2000 pips here to calculate my trade volume, and here I'm considering the amount of 0.1 lots. I'm disabling this option. In the next section, you can specify the type of risk amount, which is set to 3 modes: points, percentage, and dollars. In the adjacent section, you can enter the amount for each of these. By default, it's set to dollars, with an amount of $100. So my loss amount here is $100, and my profit amount, $200, has been considered. For example, I'm choosing the percentage mode here, which is based on my balance, and I want to enter the trade with a volume of 1% of my balance. Here it has considered 1% of my balance with a volume of 0.1 lots, or by selecting this section, you can enter your stop loss based on points. And here I'm setting my stop loss at 1,000 points. In the next section, you can manage your rewards, which by default considers a risk to reward ratio of 2 for each trade. It calculates your reward here as 2, but I'm choosing a reward of 5, and then I execute the trade. In the next section, by activating this option, you can set need as many ticks as you want for your trades, which I will show here. If you need to specify a different number of tick profiles, you can add your own tick profiles by clicking on the plus button. The number of profit ticks is based on percentage only. So here I considered 5 20% trades, each of which would close 20% of my trade, and I cannot place more than that profit tick. If all your tick profit margins are less than 100% on Friday, you can place more tick profit margins. In the next section, you can choose the level of each profit tick here based on pips. Here I choose the pip level: profit tick 1, profit tick 2, profit tick 3, take profit 4, and take profit 5 are set at the entry point. I trade. My take profits are specified and my take profit 5 is set at the entry point. Enter amounts by pips. You can see the profit for each level, and based on the amount you entered, the results will be displayed for you. In the opposite section too, based on the pips you have entered, you can see the profit amount for each level, or you can enter the profit amount for each level, and the price will be determined for you based on the amount you entered. The management panel is located at. You can click on the first option to break even all your profitable trades. By clicking on the second option, you can close all your open trades, and by clicking on the third option, you can close your trades in order from the last trade to the first trade, allowing you to manage your trades. For example, here, I took a sell position on the USDJPY symbol, and by clicking on break even, all the trades that I made were closed. They are in profit for me, they are a break even, but you must keep one thing in mind. If you want to use this panel, you must have disabled the virtual TPS option in the settings section, and then by clicking on this option, you can manage your transactions and perform their break even. If you have a lot of trades for the chart, for example, here I have a number of trades and I executed them here. By clicking on the Close All option, all my executed trades will be closed at once. Here I'm opening a few trades: sell by, deal, and you can see the transactions in this section. Clicking on the Close Last option. We'll close my last trades in order. In the next section, by clicking on the Visual option, it will display a virtual arbitrage tool for you, which you can use visually to set your entry point at the desired level, along with the take profit and finally the stop loss, which in the entry point section displays the price level of your trade entry, your risk to reward trade, entry volume. So in the lower section, you can see your stop loss. In red, the stop loss price level along with the amount of your loss. If the price reaches the stop loss level in this section and in the last section, you can see the take profit price level along with the amount of your profit if the price reaches the take profit level. You can also enter the transaction volume from the panel section in this section and change the value. By clicking on this option again, you can exit the visual mode. In the last section, there is a position management panel, which can be accessed by clicking on this option. A panel will be displayed for us that allows us to enter each position. Here you will see the general details of each trade, including the ticket for each position, the time of entry into the trade for each position, the position type, the volume entered into the trade, the symbol traded. You can see the entry price level, bets, the stop loss level, and finally, the take profit price level of each position in this section, along with the profit or loss amount of each position. In the last section of the position management box, you can see options such as trailing stubs. You can see break even, partial close, and close position options, and use these options to manage your positions. Clicking on the trailing stub option displays a panel on the chart. In the first section, there is the trail start option, and thus where you can specify the starting level of the trailing slab. For example, I will consider the 1,000-point level here and place the trailing stop at the pips. If the price is 1,000 pips in profit from the entry point of the trade and the current price, the trailing stop option will be activated for me, and after that, my position will be trailed to my stop loss and will enter the range of my profit level. If the price reaches the 1,000-point level, my stablecoin will be worth 500 points. The trail startman level is placed lower, and if the price moves up again by approximately 500 points, so that it is such as 1,000 points away from the trail step level, it automatically moves the stable trail step up in order to ensure that the distance is maintained between the two so far. Here I can place a trailing stub for each position, and if the position is in profit and above its stub level, you can use the break-even option to view the level. Stub level of each symbol. For example, I clicked on the dollar symbol here. From the specification section, by clicking on this section, I can view my stop level. For this trading symbol, some brokers and some symbols have a stop level, which is the exact distance between the stop and the price level at which a trailing stop can be performed for you if your symbol does not have a stop level or is zero. By clicking on the breakout button, you can easily make your own breakout price based on price movement and profit. But if your symbol has a stop level, it must be above that stop level for the break-even option to work, and your trade must definitely be in profit. Well, friends, we've reached the end of this expert tutorial. We would be happy to hear your comments and suggestions in the comments section.